Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the final pre-port of the week. Happy Friday. Glad to have you here. Glad to have a whole heap of news to get to. And a fun co-host to discuss the news with, because, of course, Brett Ehrlich is still off, helping to stand up the new show, Unbossed, which is available every weekday, and you should definitely be checking it out. I was lucky enough to be on it this Tuesday. So Brett's gone for the month, and in his place, Jessica Burbank is going to be throwing away a garbage person of the week. By the way, if you have not yet voted for your garbage person of the week, the poll is up right now. So if you head over to the community tab at youtube.com/the damage report, you can vote right now. I would love to set a record on the number of votes. We keep getting like 61,000 votes. Someday, we're going to get 100,000 votes. And that's going to be a great day for trash. Anyway, sorry, Mina. I know it was a bit of an abrupt members hangout. We just realized that with Thanksgiving being the third week of next month, we'd have to do it in the second week. So if we wait until the last week of this month, then they'd be right, like sort of back to back. So it's unfortunately what had to happen. But the video will be uploaded, and hopefully we'll be able to hang out soon. Anyway, thank you everybody for being here. We're going to talk about some news, including some numbers and a little bit of fun and a little bit of the opposite of fun. I continue to have good news for you to help you greet the day, and that is that U.S. national average gas prices dropped by a little bit more than 1.50 cents yet again yesterday. So that is, I don't even know, like over the past 3 or 4 days, probably 8-9 cents, something like that. Maybe 7 cents. But anyway, the prices are dropping once again. We will have to see if it is consistent. We're about 8 cents less than we were 1 week ago. Still higher than we were 1 month ago. Weren't those amazing times? COVID cases, it's frustrating. I'm not gonna lie to you. The fact that the trend is still going down, and yet the cases on any given day can be higher. And the case count, by the way, I mean, it's super zoomed out. You can't really see, but have really evened out, as has the deaths. And look, we should prepare ourselves for the possibility that, like, maybe this is just what we'll always have now. You know, maybe this is what America is able to achieve. I don't know. The percent with a booster is 34%. I don't know if that means the most current booster, but fully vaccinated is 68%. We couldn't even get to 69%. Think about that, really. The new booster, by the way, supposed to be good. I got it. Didn't die, didn't grow a second head or anything. Very low uptake on it. I don't get it. I don't get it. There's a lot I don't get, though. Here's one thing I don't get. RT tweeted out, at the Salamanca Cathedral in Spain, they have an ultra-realistic model of Jesus Christ. And you can see it right here. You can see the ultra-realistic or hyper-realistic Jesus's head and pectoral muscles. He doesn't skip chest day. He also doesn't cut his hair ever. And you can see ultra-realistic. Well, I will give you this. That is an ultra-realistic depiction of a cut, tortured human body. But in terms of being an ultra-realistic Jesus, I mean, what is wrong with people? What is wrong? By the way, Russia Today didn't make the Jesus. They're publicizing it, and they did use the term ultra-realistic, but they didn't make it. He wasn't white. I don't. This is so stupid. Why are we such small, stupid monkeys as people? We're just small-minded people. We just are. You see, do you understand how it works? Okay, so I'm white. Jesus is awesome. Well, I want to be awesome, and I want things that are awesome to be like me. Ergo, Jesus is white too. That's not how reality works. You can look at the area and the people and consider the time. Why would it be so bad if, like, your deity or whatever didn't look like you? That would be, isn't that always how, like, so many deities didn't look like the people that worship them. Why do we have to have a God who has the exact same skin tone as us? What does that have to do with anything? I don't get it. I don't get what is wrong with us. I do have something that is fun for most people. It's not going to be fun for 2 people, as you'll see. But, Pamela, welcome to the membership. Glad to have you here. So, yesterday, when Liz Truss had to resign as Prime Minister of the UK, that was bad news for her. And it was the worst news, probably, for her. But do you know 2 other people who almost had it as bad as Liz Truss? Harry Cole and James Heal. I hadn't seen this, but Louis Staples put out a tweet about it. Their book, Out of the Blue, the inside story of Liz Truss and her astonishing rise to power, comes out December 8th. They couldn't have hung in there, or she couldn't have hung in there until December 9th, so they could get some sales. What do you do in this situation? What do you do? Like, do you still put out the book? I don't... How fast did you write this book? No, seriously, Pugzilla. Jake needs to step it up, because they apparently wrote this shit in like a week. It took me more than a year to write my novel about a mouse thief going up against a magical crow. They wrote this thing about Liz Truss in, I guess, a day? Maybe like a day for edits? I don't know. Honestly, yeah, I would get a new cover made up, and I would have her rise to power and her epic fall. Make it that book. You could have the first book that addresses both sides of it. But you got to jump on it because it's coming out soon. Those printers are going to be spooling up real soon. Anyway. Pazuzu Dragon, how's it going? 20 months with us. Thank you. By the way, Pazuzu Dragon is a Tier 2 member. So at 20 months of Tier 2 membership, that means Pazuzu Dragon has gotten access to 80 of our weekly top 10 lists. That's actually not even true, because you get access to the ones from before you were a member. So many, many top 10 lists. Thank you, Pazuzu Dragon. Glad to have you here. Oh, it's Carrie Fisher's birthday. How great was she? Anyway, you know what I like? I like independent thinkers. People who don't feel like they have to align exactly with one side or the other. They actually consider everything and come up with their own ideas. And so I want to profile independent thinker Tulsi Gabbard. Nick, how's it going? Who is endorsing another MAGA Republican. This one, Tudor Dixon, who opposes abortion even for victims of rape. Now, Tulsi Gabbard, if you listen to her, she would say that she is pro-choice. But, of course, she also said that she supported Medicare for all before she turned on it. Is perfectly fine campaigning for multiple people who will enter the Senate and then vote in favor of a law that will strip away abortion rights federally. That is what she is choosing to do. Tudor Dixon is a fucking conservative pundit. This is voting for Tucker Carlson. This is all that this is. This isn't like she's an interesting person with some really cool populist ideas and an iconoclast. No, it's just a fucking OAN host, basically, is what it is. So add that on to the Bolduc in New Hampshire, Blake Masters, Carrie Lake. It's weird that you're so independent and yet you only endorse the candidates closest to Donald Trump. It's weird how that works out. I guess independence is a complicated thing. Anyway, let's see. Oh, Lindsey Graham apparently is going to be testifying in the Fulton County election interference probe. Remember, Lindsey Graham was a part of this. Trump did a whole bunch of bad stuff when it comes to that, but Lindsey Graham also tried to weigh in, tried to put pressure on elected officials there. So I don't expect that he'll suffer any more consequences than Trump for it, but he at least will have to testify, and that is something. Lauren Boebert, by the way, told a group of people that we are in the last of the last days before the second coming of Jesus. I'm an atheist, of course. I would like to offer to her, okay, then let's set up a little bet, okay? Last of the last days. I'm going to give you 1,500 days. You sign a contract that in 5 years you'll hand over all of your resources to me. And if instead we're all sucked up into space, I'll give you all of my resources in 5 years. How about that? Or are you not that sure about the last of the last days? Are you just Are you pulling that out of your ass and you don't really believe it? Because I really believe that we're not in the last days. I believe there are tough times coming, but I don't think it's a biblical thing. I'm very sure of the thing I say I believe. Lauren Boebert, are you actually sure of the things that you can get all my money? In just 5 years, you get all my money. I mean, you won't need it because, of course, we'll be in heaven at that point. Now, look, if you like believe in this stuff in some sort of vague way, I get it. Do not ever fall for the con of politicians who will stand up and try to get you to support them because of what they're saying about fucking Jesus. You think Lauren Boebert knows shit about Jesus or Christianity? She is a generalized dumbass. She's not just a dumbass when it comes to politics. She is a dumb, incurious person. She doesn't know shit about any of this. She doesn't care. She only knows enough to be able to throw out some buzzwords and get people that she considers to be rubes to support her. Droopy Bosoms Dragon, member for 2 months, thank you, says, hey, John, if your knee bent the other way, what would a chair look like? I don't know. I'd like to try one, though. Anyway, let's talk about our headline story, everyone. And please hit the like button if you haven't already. Maybe we can cruise past 1,000 in the next minute or so. Now, from the very beginning with the document scandal, I've been clear, I think, about a few things. One, that it is indisputable that Donald Trump broke the law. Everyone knows it. No one can deny it. But I've also been clear that I am not ready to jump to the extremes of speculation about why he stole the documents, which particular documents he stole, what, if anything, he planned to do with them. I have been perfectly content to believe the most obvious explanation is he just likes to have some of this stuff and wants to brag about it. I've never been coming out and saying he's selling it to Russia or whatever. Now, that said, there's some new information that just came out, like literally like in the last hour in the Washington Post. Someone involved in the investigation says that the documents do, in fact, hey, we did pass 1,000, thanks, Jen, do, in fact, bear on very important topics of national security, and not just of the past, but that going forward are incredibly important. So, a couple different topics, by the way, that they touch on. At least one of the documents seized describes Iran's missile program. Their current missile program, like their missile technology. Information that would be needed to set up missile defense, perhaps. Information that would be really important in future conflicts that Iran might be involved in. Other documents described highly sensitive intelligence work aimed at China, which I'm led to believe is one of our main enemies at this point. But he has the information about how we get intelligence there. You know who would really love to have that information? Fucking China. Because if you know how we're gathering intelligence, you can quash it. You can stop that shit. Anyway, unauthorized disclosure of this, they're saying, would pose multiple risks. People aiding U.S. intelligence efforts could be endangered. Like, as in, if they're identified, China or Iran will fucking kill them. Collection methods could be compromised. There could be retaliation against the United States. And that stuff was just sitting in a closet, basically. Now, did he sell it or give it to anyone? I don't know. And again, I'm not interested in speculating about that. But I do know that that information never should have been in his hands. It was as sensitive as information could be, and it was just sitting on his desk in a closet, any random person, and there were a lot of questionable people at Mar-a-Lago could just walk in there and take it, or take a picture of it, or God knows what actually happened. So, look, this is not directly about the U.S. nuclear program. It remains to be seen what specific stuff about nuclear programs there are, although this does bear on the Iranian nuclear program. But it is, indeed, it turns out, as serious as we worried. It was about ongoing intelligence gathering efforts having to do with two of our main international rivals. That is what Donald Trump chose to steal, and then chose to hide from investigators after they began to suspect that he had stolen documents. Those are the stakes that we're talking about here. It's worse than some versions I've believed along the way. Now, that doesn't mean that there's going to be consequences. Why would there be? But people could die as a result of this if this information gets out. If he was, loosey-goosey with it, which we know he would be because he doesn't give a shit about any of this. So we're going to have more information. It's not looking good right now. Anyway, that said, you know what is looking good? The watch list. Ricky Strom has joined J.R. Jackson. They're live right now over at youtube.com/watchlisttyt, or you can watch at twitch.tv/tyt. Have a little bit of fun that way. I'm going to be going live with Jessica Burbank to throw away our garbage people of the week in almost exactly 1 hour. It should be a lot of fun. Oh, thank you, Smash. I haven't streamed on Twitch in a long time, but thank you. Anyway, that's going to be coming up. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Go get yourself a drink, maybe a piece of toast, and I'll see you soon.